mega drought in the southwestern U.S. is causing concerns for food supply as California produces a significant portion of the nation's vegetables, fruits, and nuts. Scientists at the University of California have proposed a solution to the water and energy crisis by covering water irrigation canals with solar panels. However, the limited space for photovoltaic panels must be acknowledged, and solar panels have limitations such as reduced efficiency in hot temperatures. Nevertheless, dual-use prospects like agrivoltaics show the potential for mutually beneficial relationships between solar panels and natural surroundings. In regions with high temperatures, the cooling effect of water can increase solar efficiency. This has led to the development of floating solar farms, also known as photovoltaics. Heads up, because in this video, we're going to have a deep dive about solar panels and its capability to save California drought. If you don't want to miss any of these details, keep watching the video. The concept of floating solar farms. Floating solar, also known as floatovoltaics, is a viable method for boosting renewable energy generation while utilizing previously underused surface areas such as aqueducts, canals, and reservoirs. Covering just 10% of the world's hydroelectric reservoirs with solar panels could provide about 4,000 GW of solar capacity, equivalent to all fossil fuel-based power plants worldwide. Floatovoltaics can boost energy production by combining hydropower and floating solar. However, it is crucial to note that photovoltaics are only ideal for some locations and may need to be complemented by other renewable energy sources. In addition to their potential impact on renewable energy production, floating solar can contribute to the resolution of the water issue by lowering evaporation from bodies of water and enhancing water quality by minimizing algae development. Potential use of solar panel for California drought. Floating solar power plants, also known as canal-top photovoltaics, use solar panels to generate electricity and reduce water evaporation in canals. These plants benefit desert areas with water shortages due to global warming. The United States, including California, has been exploring the potential of these solar farms. California's Healdsburg floating solar farm covers canals and aqueducts with solar panels, saving about 63 billion gallons of water annually. It has the potential to generate 13 GW of solar energy, meeting more than half of the state's clean energy goal. Project Nexus is a trial phase that aims to construct solar panel canopies over canals in the Turlock Irrigation District of California by the end of 2023. It will compare the efficiency of monofacial and bifacial solar panels and the effects of different installation methods. While the project aims to preserve low cost and excellent efficiency without compromising the local culture of sustainable agriculture, it only covers a small fraction of the state's canals, about 2 miles, and produces about 5 megawatts of electricity. The pros and cons. To begin with the positives, it's clear that floating solar is a viable option for installing panels that have a more negligible impact on local ecosystems and residential areas. Traditional solar farms require a much larger land area than fossil fuel power plants to produce the same amount of electricity. However, with floating solar, there's no need to clear trees or disrupt large land areas for installation. One of the main advantages of photovoltaics is their flexibility, as solar panels can be placed in any body of water, whether it be oceans, lakes, reservoirs, or even a large puddle. Building solar panels on specific sites can be cost-effective, especially on reservoirs or new surfaces. Despite the many benefits, some challenges need to be addressed. For instance, only some canals are suitable for floating solar. Factors such as wind speed, water currents, and the sun's direction must all be considered during installation. Meandering canals can be particularly challenging as it's essential for solar panels to face south, whereas a canal's direction is often predetermined. Potential savings. The potential cost savings from lowering water evaporation are substantial, but it remains to be seen whether water conservation and renewable energy production will have a cumulative effect. Nonetheless, there is a confidence that the installation costs of canal-top solar can be recouped in 8 years, and there are alternatives for lowering these costs through tax credits and cash rebates. For canal-top solar to be competitive with large-scale terrestrial installations, the levelized cost of electricity must be comparable. Floating solar may be the best option because they can reduce evaporation by up to 82%, makes clean energy, and make the most efficient use of available space, especially in regions with drought and limited terrain. Although not a one-size-fits-all solution, canal-top solar can be a valuable renewable energy source that can help improve the environment in locations such as California and India. And that completes our video for today. We hope you enjoyed learning the innovative solution to solve California mega drought. Do you think this could be life-changing? Tell us in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Tech Bros for more content such as this.